Hey, what's up OCN? This is Blue Devil. Today we're going to be taking a look at the highly anticipated Cooler Master Mastercase H500P Mesh. After the H500P came out, there was a little bit left to be desired as far as front ventilation, being that it's part of the half series lineup. So we'll see what this one has to offer. So, H500P Mesh. This is technically Cooler Master's second go at the H500 product line, followed by the H500M. So hopefully we'll be reviewing that. I don't think it's going to be too much different, but it has some interesting features as well too. But today we're going to be focusing on the H500P Mesh. So what has changed with the Mesh version? Well, not much in terms of functionality from the original H500P. Namely, you're going to see this Mesh version, hence the Mesh in the name. And then you have some other little tweaks, but more or less you have a little bit more mesh opening in the front of the case for better airflow. 200mm fans, so you get two 200mm fans that are RGB enabled. I'm sorry they're not addressable, so that would be in the H500M model, not the mesh model, so the P model. So let's move around to the back here. Basically more of the same. It's got tempered glass on two of the sides. The top is actually an acrylic, so probably did it for cost-saving measures. The tempered glass, coming back to that, is I do believe it's a 4mm design model. It also has an interesting key lock design. It looks like it's just a normal like flathead screwdriver unlock system. A coin would work as well too. I would really like to see some sort of a push design in the back, or a button design system. That would be a little bit easier than having to grab a tool to undo your side panels. So you still have the back cable management area, which cleans up cables nicely. So we're going to get a feel for that when we go and build a system in here. So in terms of included fans, you see the two 200mm RGB fans that Cooler Master has been known for, and then you get the standard black 140mm fans. So decent inclusion of fans. It'll get you started. I would like to see a little bit more fans up here, maybe a little bit higher price model, but one can't whine too much. So let's get this opened up so that we can see what's inside the box, and we'll do a build in it. All right, the build is complete, as you saw from the little bit of B-roll that I did before this. But in terms of, say, cable management, that was almost felt like it was cheating. The cable covers and the backside are pretty cool, actually. I found myself just routing the cables, putting the cable cover over it, and just kind of forgetting about it. Running all the I/O was actually really easy too. The 8-pin EPS connector was really easy too. Keynote, if you take off this top panel here and take off the radiator or fan mount, it's really easy to plug things in if you forget it. So say a fan you forgot to plug in, or the 8-pin, or if you just want to do some general wire management, it's really easy to take off. It's just 5 screws, 1 on the back and then 4 to hold the bracket on. So really easy. Another key point to mention here is dust filtration. While Cooler Master only has one removable dust filter, and that's actually the power supply dust filter, the rest of the case is dust filtered, but it's not easily removable. So up here, the sides here, even the front mesh panel has this really fine mesh to it, or dust filter to it, but it's a little harder to take off. I think it's a trade-off to the airflow. So if you wanted more of a silence design with air filtration, it would have traded off a lot of the airflow. So I can see where airflow, the mesh design, was more of a focus in this case. So I'm not going to knock Cooler Master for that. The only thing I really will knock Cooler Master for, and to be honest, it may not even be their fault because this is June, July weather. My area is northern Michigan. Realistically, has been in the 90s lately. So it has been the top acrylic panel, actually. When I received it, it was actually sagging in the middle, which means that the double-sided tape had let go. This was quickly remedied by me just pushing it back into place, and it stayed put ever since. So little minor gripe, but nothing too serious. I'm not really too concerned about it. It stayed put ever since I've installed the system in here. Speaking of which, the system is a Intel i7 8700K. I just have it clocked at 4.4 gigahertz just for this testing because I'm running the Cooler Master Master Air 620p that Cooler Master also sent out. I figured just have it all more or less Cooler Master, run the RGB. That is the trend that's going on right now. So also, if you peek in there, you also see the Team Force Delta RGB SSD that's in there as well too. Review to follow, so you might want to keep your eyes peeled for that one. Back to the Cooler Master H500P mesh. This one's in gunmetal. I love the case. I'm going to rate this about 4.5 out of 5 stars, just basically with that acrylic issue I mentioned earlier. But other than that, it was a pleasure to build in. I'm Blue Devil. See you guys later. Also, almost forgot to mention, do you want to win this case? I'm giving this away in collaboration with CoolerMasterUSA to anyone in the United States. So I'm sorry, international, this will not be open to the world. It's just shipping is just too expensive. But anyone in the United States, need apply. You're going to do the normal requirements like subscribe, like, and all those other things. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.